Ever since we found out that there is a world soul inside of Azeroth, people have been wondering whether its birth would mean the destruction of the planet. Such a concept is present in contemporary media, for example in Marvel movies, specifically the Eternals, where it is revealed that some planets have creatures known as Celestials growing inside of them. In the Marvel Cinematic Universe, the birth of a Celestial would definitely mean the destruction of the planet, and that's the main plot of the movie The Eternals. In World of Warcraft we don't really have such a clean-cut answer. Magni Bronzebeard, the speaker of Azeroth who communicates directly with her soul, doesn't seem to be anxious about the possible impending doom of Azeroth, so that's a good sign. However, we also have some pretty good answers on how the transition from a world soul into a fully grown titan goes. So first of all, we gotta clear up what a world soul actually is. A world soul is, simply put, a high concentration of arcane magic that becomes sentient. That's what all the titans started as, a mass of arcane energy that eventually reached its maturity and became a fully fledged titan. A few titans found each other and became the pantheon of order that vowed to protect all worlds, regardless if they had a world soul or not. But they were definitely not opposed to having some more titan friends. It's never said what happened to the planets these titans inhabited when they were world souls, but in Shadowlands we may have gotten some pretty big hints that explain why a planet doesn't house the body of a titan, just the soul, and that the body is created elsewhere. So a big part of the storyline of Zerath Mortis is creating the third arbiter after the second one was destroyed. To do this we are helped out by Saezura the Oracle, who guides us through the process. An important location in this endeavor is a place called Crypts of the Eternal. This place has 6 chambers, a big one in the middle, and 5 other smaller chambers connected to it. In these 5 chambers we find progenitor soul orbs, and what's very interesting is that they seem to be occupied, meaning there are souls inside of them. These 5 souls could be backup souls if something were to happen to the Eternal ones. Crypts of the Eternal are also the place where we use a vessel created in Sepulchre of the First Ones to create a new arbiter. Souls are kept here in the Crypts of the Eternal, while the vessels were built in the Sepulchre of the First Ones, which is kind of like a workshop from where the First Ones created the Shadowlands. We also see other vessels, other bodies created by the First Ones, specifically what seem to be backup bodies of the current Eternal ones in the Sepulchre of the First Ones. These bodies do not possess souls. Zerath Mortis shows us that cosmic beings such as the Eternal ones are not born with their bodies. In this case, in the case of the Pantheon of Death, they are concentrated sentient anima that is then transferred to an artificial body. If this is the case for the Eternal ones, why wouldn't it be the case with the Pantheon of Order, i.e. the Titans? Every cosmological power has its own realm of existence, and each of these realms has a Zerath realm. For Order, this place would be known as Zerath Ordus. What if Zerath Ordus is the place where the bodies of the Titans are created and then are sent to reality, where a world soul is placed inside of them? We know that when you kill a Titan, its soul will go back to the realms of Order. In essence, their bodies are artifacts of power, and artifacts of power have been shown to return to that power's original realm when the artifact is destroyed. For example, we have seen this with the Helm of Domination. When it was destroyed, the surge of power that returned to the Shadowlands was so immense that the boundaries between reality and death literally broke. So in this case we can look at the body of a Titan as an artifact that houses magic. It just so happens that this magic is sentient. In Ulduar there's a place called the Celestial Planetarium, where we can see planets that resemble the Titans in color. We see 6 planets for 6 Titans, and of course Azeroth, the planet, for Azeroth the Titan as the 7th planet. Sargeras and his planet is obviously absent since he fell into corruption, so it's not entirely clear what happened to his world, but I think it's pretty wholesome to see that the Titans didn't forget about their original worlds. This means good news for Azeroth, as we don't really have to wonder if the planet will blow to pieces when the world soul is ready to turn into a Titan. What's in question though is what happens to arcane magic on Azeroth when that happens. Azeroth literally has veins called the Ley-lines. They're basically lines of arcane energies flowing through Azeroth, and were a big focus of the Nexus War, where Malygos, the maddened leader of the Blue Dragonflight, attempted to reroute all of them into a place called the Nexus, which caused many natural disasters across Azeroth. The question is, what will happen to these ley lines if the soul of Azeroth leaves the core of the planet? Will there be some natural disasters? Will magic be harder to use then? These are questions that we don't really have answers to. Magic will most likely still be usable, as mages seem to channel arcane energy just fine when in places like Outland or Argus, so that's not really a worry. But while there may be some issues with ley lines, like during the Nexus War, this will likely be something that we will be warned about in advance by Magni, who will be told about it by Azeroth, as to keep damage to a minimum. Azeroth as a planet will continue its existence, and we, the champions of Azeroth, will now have the favor of the so-called Final Titan. I see that as an absolute win. Thank you very much for watching. If you enjoyed the video, leave a like. If you have some questions or theories of your own, feel free to leave them in the comment section below. If you want to see more videos like this, feel free to subscribe. See you in the next one. Peace.